25 cents for not having a quarter to put in the telephone, 70 cents for getting the operator's help. Now, that is 95 cents that you are charged for someone using your phone number.
Well, now, if somebody uses your phone number against your will, can't you just call up the phone company and say, look, it's not my fault?
I did, and so...
won't they take the charge off your bill?
Yeah, she deducted it.
Yeah.
But you have to go through all of this, waiting when the line is busy to get the telephone company and on the phone.
That you do, but I'm glad you got the problem straightened out.
I did.
And you know, I've got my problems with Southern Bell, too. But generally, they are very understanding when you call up and question a charge that's on your bill for a long-distance call or what have you. They're very understanding. They'll usually take it off.
This is what I found her to do, but I was amazed that an operator would call that particular number, and she said they were supposed to give a name. If they had given a name, I would have remembered this telephone call.
Okay. Thank you for calling, ma'am. I hope you'll be a constant listener and call us back. 25 minutes after 11 o'clock, I was at the NCAA Eastern Regional Doodahs yesterday and watching Georgia get pummeled by Illinois. Cedric, I'm ashamed of you, for you, whatever. Too bad. One row down in front of me and across the aisle sat the epitome of arrogance. Speaker of the House, Tom Murphy, with his little red vest and check, and he had a cigar in his mouth. Folks, you know, there's no smoking permitted in the Omni at this function yesterday. He wasn't smoking a cigar, he was sucking on it like a pacifier. But he acts like a child so much of the time, I can understand why he needs a pacifier. I was sitting in that chair praying that he would light up that cigar, because I wanted to be the one to walk over there and say, "Hey, jerk, no smoking in the Omni." But he didn't do it. I was more disappointed in the fact that I didn't tell or couldn't tell Tom Murphy to put out a cigar yesterday than I was that Georgia got absolutely destroyed on the floor. You're on WGST. Go ahead.
But it still was a fun event, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, it was fun. The crowd was good. I enjoyed the cheerleaders, and I'm getting to enjoy basketball more and more, but I really wanted to see Georgia take it to Illinois yesterday.
Yeah, but it was a great day of basketball.
But Tech won.
They won big.
Yeah.
Well, I was calling about, I noticed there were three articles which were sort of had linkage on, I guess that's a good term to use, on the editorial page, concerned with...
That's one of the biggies now, linkage.
Concerned with People for the American Way and the moral majority conflict there. And I think, really, that People for the American Way is a way that liberals and conservatives that are equally concerned really could link hands together. Because I think there is a threat from this new litmus test type Christianity that Mr. Buchanan suffered from in Alabama.
I call it the Ambrose Bierce Christianity. Are you familiar with Ambrose Bierce?
No.
He was an angry young man of the last century, or a lot of years ago, and kind of an iconoclast and just generally mad at the world. And he wrote a book, there was a book written of some of his works called The Devil's Dictionary, which is a compilation of his definition of certain words. For instance, his definition of belladonna is, he says that in English it's a deadly poison, in Italian it's a beautiful lady, a striking example of the similarity of the two languages. But he identifies Christian as one who believes that the Bible is a divinely inspired book admirably suited for the needs of his neighbor. I think he had it.
I think there was an interesting thing that was pointed out. I happened to hear Mr. Buchanan speak, and he mentioned that the Christians, I don't know whether you have to read the editorial page.
Parts of it. I tasted it.
He was, I believe, ordained a Baptist minister, as I recall from Mr. McAllister's article. But he was approached by a group of, quote, Christians who told him he was not too Christian in his voting, that he, in fact, had rated at 29% by a Christian rating service.
The Christian Index, or whatever.
Right. And that, he pointed out, not to be prejudice or anything, that there was a Jewish member of Congress that had rated 100%, and he was curious as how a Southern Baptist Christian minister who was in Congress could be doing so poorly Christianity-wise, and yet one of the Jewish faith who didn't believe in the Messiah could rate 100%. And I think that's an interesting dichotomy.
Blew him out of the water on that one, didn't he?
He sure did.
Okay.
But I really do think they're for those people that like maybe you and I that feel a little bit threatened, I think there is a way that the left and the right could link hands together.
Oh, I think so too. And sometimes you actually see it happening. Thanks for
trying to get more of it. Here in DeKalb County, they have not increased taxes, and the politicians keep telling us that. What they did was just increase our assessment 40%. And all of a sudden, they discovered they got more money and they know what to do with it, apparently. Specifically, on Briarcliff Way and Briarcliff. About 4 or 5 months ago, they stepped...
a new traffic light that was totally unneeded.
Not only that, it impedes traffic on Briarcliff, and I go past that corner 6 times a day, and the damn thing is a joke.
It absolutely was not needed.
No.
I use that intersection a couple of times a day myself. I go through that intersection on my way from my law office here to WGST, and then again on the way back. I never had any problem until they put the traffic light up.
Exactly. Now, another one. I live on Cravey Drive, 1.5 miles or 2 miles. A year ago, they come through here and laid down about 2 inches of asphalt on a road that is absolutely perfectly fine.
They must have had some extra asphalt they needed.
Oh. And then, you know, look at the county extension department, or the bureau, whatever it is. Would you believe they give you advice that if you got tight lids on your cooking stove, you'll save fuel?
How much does it cost the average taxpayer? And I don't know who funds the extension agents, and I don't want to really hurt anybody's feelings. But, you know, do we want to pay taxes to have somebody out there telling housewives or husbands or whoever does the cooking to keep their lids tight?
That's what they do. Or did you know that if you have mildew on your house, they give you advice, and there's every paint store in town can tell you the same thing.
Well, you know, I got an oak tree in the backyard that I'm concerned about, but I want to go to a commercial nursery. I don't think it's another taxpayer's responsibility to come to my property and tell me how to save my oak tree.
Or why should we pay for these guys that come on WGST Saturday morning, give all that boring program about some lady's little shrubs?
Who pays for them?
Well, the taxpayers.
How? I don't know. I don't know who does the garden show. I'm
extension guys from all the metro counties. Yeah. And he gets 2 days off during the week because he came on the program Saturday morning, I bet you.
By the way, I got little circular brown spots in my grass. You couldn't happen to know what's been causing it. It's just fast. You don't know.
Couldn't care less.
Could it be the Doberman from next door? Well, no, it's just killing the grass. And I maybe I'll just wait till Saturday morning.
When you go run for office, we'll get all this straightened out.
There's not an office available that I want to run for. Pat Swindle beat Elliot Levitas. That shot me out of the saddle right there.
Yeah.
I'll keep an eye on Swindle, though. Yes, sir.
Will ever get it resolved?
Traffic lights?
No, the politicians. See, my father told me something about 45 years ago, and I'm beginning to believe it. A politician is either a crook when he goes in, or he becomes one to stay in.
I don't believe it.
Oh, I can prove it.
No.
Gerald Ford proved it.
Well, what about Lester Maddox? He was neither a crook when he went in, nor one when he came out. The only governor that I can remember in the history of Georgia that left office poorer than he went in.
As you know, Neal, there's an exception to every rule.
Well, I guess so.
Generally speaking, that rule applies. Gerald Ford became proof of it. You want the story?
Well, yeah, but some other time. You and I have been at it for about 4 minutes now, and we got to put some other callers on the air. Okay?
Yes, Neal, I'd like to ask you a question. Do you know whether or not there's any law prohibiting the signs along the road pointing us to the different subdivisions, the different housing developments going on in DeKalb County?
No definitive answer, okay? I can't absolutely swear one way or the other. But I believe that there is some sort of ordinance about placing signs on the right-of-way.
I live at the corner, not at the corner, but I live near the corner of Harrison and Rockbridge Roads. And this weekend, it was absolutely unbelievable the amount of roadside signs that we had on that corner.
People selling condos and houses. It's coming into spring right now, and that's the big house selling time.
But it's so it's so unattractive looking for one corner for it to just be the collection spot for all of these little cheap signs. And the kids go by with their baseball bats, and they like to, bust them up and leave them laying all over the street.
I'm glad you said baseball bat. That reminds me of something I wanted to talk about, too, so...
Okay, well, maybe I'll call the county and see if they can tell me.
There must be an ordinance, ma'am, concerning signs on the right-of-way. But I don't know what it is. It's not something I've had to deal with, but I know it can become an eyesore.
Neal, two quick things.
Shoot.
One, a 32.1 increase in the assessment. I just got through writing my letter of protest.
Now, the question for you, sir, is if somebody offered you the fair market value as set by Fulton County for your house, would you sell it for that?
No.
In other words, it's not high enough.
If all of the houses in the jurisdiction were assessed at the absolute true market value, I'll go along with that.
Isn't that what they're supposed to be doing?
No, I don't think they've done it. It's always quite a bit below the actual market value.
It's easy for me to be cocky. I came away smelling like a rose from all of the reassessments, so I'm just being nasty.
Okay, but I'll take a chance on getting it lowered. But the important item is, you mentioned the life of an attorney.
I did? A day in the life, huh?
Yes, you did. 6 o'clock in the morning at the office, etc.
Well, I'm a morning person. I'm in bed by 9, you see. So it's easy for me.
Well, I have to go along with you. I have a sister who's quite a successful attorney here in Atlanta. And I graduated from law school a couple of years before she did. So people say, how can your sister be so successful and you never got into the practice of law? And I answer very simply, I was not prepared to pay the price. And all of this success and the respect, the glory that comes with...
Thank you for being with us, sir. Bye-bye.